Hi, it's Maurizio Rolli, and first of all, I would like to thanks Macbas for invite me to that questions and answer video. And I start playing at 15 years when I was 15 years old, and I start playing a little bit guitar when I was 5 years old, and so something happens after a while when I start to fall in love with music. That a friend of mine gave me a tape with the moving pictures recorded on it, and after I listened to that recording, I decide that I want to be a bass player. My first amplifier was an FBT. It's an Italian brand, a very old Italian brand coming from the 70s. It was a very old amplifier, but probably the most important part is that my first amplifier was my ear, because when I started playing, I had to work hard with my father to convincing him to buy me an electric bass that was very cheap, not expensive, and but I never told him that I need an amplifier to listen to the music I can produce. And so I I study and practice for 2 years without any amplifier at all. And when I go to play with friends, they every time find a way to searching for an amplifier, find a way to make me possible to play with the band, even if I was unable to do it because I have no amplifier at all. And it was a funny moment, and I started to play in some folkloristic band and try to work a little bit just to have enough money to buy this FBT. That I remember have a two piece of tape crossed on the front, like if they need like if they need an help from the Red Cross, because it was an amplifier really in need of help. And after that, I started to be omnivorous about amplifiers. Started to try and to buy every different kind of amplifier till I meet Mark Bass, and that changed my life for a second time. I think that in my career as a musician, the top moment probably was in '99 when I meet Mike Stern for the first time, and I asked him if he want to play with me on my record tribute about Jaco Pastorius, and we did it. We make a beautiful job, and there was some kind of magic. Meanwhile, we record that record. That was even CD of the month on Bass Player magazine, and many things happen after that record, and it really changes my life. I needed to say thank you to Mike Stern, but maybe even most to Michael Manning, that pushed me to do that record, because he convinced me that it could be an important record, and everything changes after that. We reprinted it 5 times, and I start to be in touch with many of the musicians that change again my life, like Iron Ballock as first, and I played with him for 3 years, and I learned so much from him, and Omar Hakim, and I play with him too in his band, and Peter Erskine, Alex Acuna, Otmaro Ruiz, all of that incredible musician really helps me to develop my musical culture, my musicianship, and they teach me so much. And it was the beginning of a really exciting trip in the music field that really make a life worth to be lived. I have really too many important musical collaboration. Too many, really too many, um, because I'm old, and so uh, the things that I love to remember as first was the ones with Mike Stern, with Peter Erskine, and with Hiram Ballock, sure, for 3 years, and Omar Hakim in his trio, Alex Acuna, Otmaro Ruiz, Michael Manring, so many, and maybe even some collaboration very important for me with people that nobody knows because they died too early, like Alfredo Impoliti, that was an incredible arranger, incredible composer, an incredible musician, one of the best I met in my life, and Angelo Canelli, that was an incredible piano player that played in my band for 15 years, and I can never see him repeat a phrase in 15 years. He was so full of ideas, so rich, so incredible, unstoppable, so much energy, and some of the most important now are my band that is called Sound Archives, that have, in my opinion, an incredible sound, thanks to Mark Bass too, and because we practice a lot, we work a lot on the sound of the music, and it's fantastic because when we go on stage, we don't need any help from the sound engineer, and it's very rare in my experience to find that kind of approach to the music, putting aside the ego. And one other of the most important is the duo I have now with Emanuela Di Benedetto, singing and playing the bass together, trying to create a small big band, but with only two people. Even because of the economic crisis, it can help to work more. I discovered Mark Bass many years before Mark Bass was created, and it was a fantastic encounter because Marco De Virgilis calls me by phone and tell me, "Hey, are you Maurizio Rolli? I am Marco De Virgilis. I want to create a bass amplifier on the market, and I want your help. I want that you tell me what you think about my amplifier and what I do to improve it and to reach the goal to satisfy the bass players around the world." And so we meet, and it was very nice because he and Cicinio, they come together to a concert that they have. They put an amplifier on stage for me. It was called Parsec. They have a blue face. The front panel was blue, and it was very nice and very heavy, and very big, with a 15-inch speaker and an 8-inch speaker and a tweeter too. It was very big, very heavy, huge sound, fantastic, like a PA. It sounds beautiful, but at the end of the concert, I say, "Marco, it's beautiful, really, you're doing a great job, but I cannot travel with that so huge speaker in my car and with 5 people, and it's really difficult for me to support you if you don't try to find a way to make it smaller, to make it lighter too." And so I start to work on different kind of speaker, and I have at the time a six-string fretless bass. I was playing only fretless bass and only six strings fretless, and we make a lot of experiments, trying to find a way to make sound every one of the six strings really clear, really focused, and we made a lot of experiment for years, for years, and it was very cool because after a while the instrument start to play really perfect, and we decided to find a middle range of speakers, and we choose the 12-inch speakers that from that day till now, as you can see, are my choice, absolutely. And after that, we think about an amplifier that was the LMK that can fit my need to play on stage with electric bass and acoustic bass both. So two different channels that I can equalize in different ways, just to have only one amplifier on stage, and do not move equalization, change equalization on the amplifier at almost every tune. It was really disturbing at the time for me, and I had to say that from the first day till now, I really don't need equalization. I only put my cable inside the amplifier, and everything sounds perfect. Even if I change in the last years many instruments, many strings, many cable, many part of my equipment, but Mark Bass stay with me from '94 till today, and I never search for anything else because it's perfect for me. I use many different kind of amplifier. As you can see, there's a hat that Mark made for me with my face on it when I was young and nicer. And but probably my favorite option is the multi-amp. Even if it's now a little bit old maybe, but I found that it's really clear. It's really, I don't know how to explain it, but no noise, no distortion, no, perfect. It sounds perfect for me, and it's really easy to use, easy to develop your sound using effects with that very small pedal board that can help you to change the sound and make it polyphonic. I think that in music, even playing even more, if I play in duo with a singer, I need to try to not to be boring for the people listen to the same sound all the time. So I try to change technique, to change many part of the music, harmony, rhythm, melody, but the sound too. And I had to say that multi-amp really helps me a lot to change my sound almost at every song I play. There are so many different ways because Mark Bass is special for me. There are so many reasons. So many reasons. First of all, the things that I say before is that I don't need any help from the equalization section of the amplifier. I just plug in and play, and it's easy. It's easy for me. It's a beautiful sound, very, really balanced, really clear, no distortion. It get out of the mix inside the band better than any other amplifier I tried in my life, and The logo is beautiful. It's so fashion, and the customer care of Mark Bass. It's incredible. I never broke an amplifier, a Mark Bass amplifier in my life. But every time I need, one time the multi-amp get crushed, and in one day they fixed it, and this is not happen. This not happen only for me, that I'm an endorser, but it happens for everybody I know. Everybody experience some any kind of problem, have the same kind of treatment from the customer care service, that I think is beautiful. It's incredible and one of a kind. And many other things, that the variety of the model, variety of the speakers, variety of the heads, variety of the filters to change the sound the fastest way possible. If you want to play slap, if you want to play fretless, and it's very cool. And the large the large distribution, you can find it everywhere. So whenever I go, even if I need to touring by plane, I can find Mark Bass available for me, and I know that wherever I go in the world, I can have my sound every time with me, and everywhere with me. And the same I can have with multi-amp, taking only a card for me with me, and loading the sounds in a different multi-amp, and I know that I have everything available for me, and even assistance by Ricardo, calling him by phone every time, every day and night, wherever I am, even in the States or in Asia and wherever. And there's really so many so many reasons why Mark Bass is so special for me. And after 28 years, I have to say that the friendship is even probably the most important part of this relationship, because everyone is so kind with me and so generous. I owe so much to Marco, and there are not so many people I'm in debt with, but Marco is definitely the one. This definitely. So, bye bye.